Good morning, students. We'll have valency to discuss today. Let us start. Valency. As per the modern definition of valency, it is the number of electrons gained, lost, or shared during any chemical reaction. So, valency can be said when there is electrons lost, number of electrons lost or gained, and second, number of electrons shared. So this number of electrons gained, lost or shared during any chemical combination is called valency. Let us take some examples to understand. Suppose sodium has 1 electrons in the valence shell, so sodium can lose 1 electron and hence its valency is 1. So sodium loses 1 electron to form sodium ion. So this 1 electron so lost by sodium will be the valency of sodium. Suppose aluminium atomic number is 13283. In this case you can see there are 3 electrons that aluminium has in its valence shell, and these 3 electrons will be lost by aluminium to form 3 positive charge. So these 3 electrons being lost will be the valency for aluminium. Let us take some examples where electrons are gained. For example, oxygen ending with 6 electrons. Now it can gain 2 electrons to become stable, to have 8 electrons in the last orbit. So we can say oxygen will gain 2 electrons and it will form 2 minus ion. These 2 electrons that is gained by oxygen will be the valency for oxygen. So this way the electrons to be lost or to be gained will decide what valency is going to be for that particular atom. Coming to variable valency now. Let us see. Variable valency. There are certain elements that lose electrons more than the valence electron they have. That is, certain elements can lose electrons from the penultimate shell also, and such elements is said to be exhibiting more than one type of valency, and this is called variable valency. So certain elements can show valency, can exhibit more than one valency, called the variable valency. Let us see some examples. Like copper has two valencies, 1 and 2. Iron has two valency, that is 2 and 3. Lead has valency 2 and 4, and so on. Now let us take one example of copper. if copper shows two valencies, it means to say that copper can combine in two ways with the same elements to form two different compounds. Okay, let us try to understand. You can see copper has valency 1 and 2, and let us suppose copper has to combine with oxygen. Copper is going to combine with oxygen. Let us suppose. Then there are two ways by which copper can combine with oxygen using the valency 1 and 2. When copper combines with oxygen with a valency 1, then we say the compound is copper 1 oxide. Similarly, this can be written as cuprous oxide. Cuprous oxide. You should know one thing, any element exhibiting lower valency, it can be given a suffix OUS, and the same element with higher valency will have the suffix IC. So here copper is showing one valency, okay, which is a lower valency, so we can also write cuprous oxide. The other way copper can combine with oxygen can be using the valency 2. In this case, it forms copper 2 oxide. Copper 2 oxide. And this can also be written as cupric oxide. Because with 2 as the valency, you can see IC will be the suffix cupric oxide. So you can see copper has formed two different compounds with the same element oxygen. One is cupric oxide, the other is cuprous oxide. Same way iron can also form. Iron can form ferrous oxide using the valency 2 and ferric oxide using the valency 3. Lead can form plumbous chloride using the valency 2 and plumbic chloride using the valency 4. So this we have about the variable valency. Let us now move to another very important topic, which is called radical. So you can see we have radical. Radical is an atom or group of atoms of same or different elements that behaves as a single unit with positive or negative charge. So radical can be charged particles. There can be radical containing only single atom. There can also be group of atoms with positive or negative charge in them. So based on this, whether it carries only one atom or there are group of atoms of different elements, we can have radicals of two types. One is simple radical, where the radical will have only one atom. For example, Na plus, Zn2 plus, you can see only single atom is there, Mg2 plus, O2 minus, etc. Whereas there can be another type which is called compound radical, which contains more than one type of elements or one type of atoms of different elements. For example, and this is called compound radical. where we have two or more than two type of atoms like NH4 plus. You can see there are two different atoms of different elements with some charge, so it becomes a compound radical. Similarly, OH minus, SO4 2 minus, TO4 3 minus, CH3 COO minus, all these are compound radical. Now all the radical having positive charge, they are called basic radical and are also called cations, whereas radical having negative charge, they are acid radical and are called anion. So this much we have about the radical. I hope it's clear. We'll start with a new topic in the next class. Thank you.